Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Healthy and Wealthy and Wise podcast, hosted by yours truly, Misty Magdalena Grace, also known as Magical Mags. I am an abundance alchemist, helping you alchemize fear into love, pain into purpose, scarcity or lack into abundance, so that you can live your best life, your best health, your best wealth, your best relationships by trusting your best wisdom within. Please enjoy the show, like and subscribe, and leave a review if you see value in this amazing show. And feel free to stay in till the end. You may have a surprise gift waiting for you on the other side of this episode. All right, everyone, welcome. I love Mercury retrograde. I played the wrong intro, although I can't blame Mercury retrograde. That was me. I thought I had the sacred moon ritual. Here we are. It's Moon Day. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Please like and subscribe and comment below any feedback that you have. So this is not necessarily a podcast episode, although this is my podcast channel. My YouTube subscriber base is also my podcast subscriber base. I'm also in iTunes, and I just celebrated my 5-year anniversary. Ultimately, every week on Mondays, I do runes readings to help you develop your intuition, drop into your heart, get out of your head, which can happen very easily on a manic Monday, right? When you wish it were a Sunday. We want to have fun with these readings. We want to develop a trust in ourselves that maybe we've lost. I've been working with the runes now 3 years as of this September, when I received the call from my ancestors. And so every week I do a reading. And I will say this, holy shit, the last 2 weeks, pardon my French, have been spot on. The readings, and I say that with humility, everything that I said manifested for me in my existence. And I wanted to just, say that I'd love to hear from you if you're seeing similarities or what's happening for you. These are general readings. I am cleansing my space, modeling that to you. If you would like to light a candle, I got a new third eye candle, so I can tap into my intuition, which is what I'm helping you do at the same time. So this energy of this candle is also here for you. And of course, if you want incense, whatever you want to do. So we're going to dive right in. And I thought I would, just for fun, since we're in Lionsgate and we're heading into a new month on Friday, I am going to do 4 runes today. I'm going to do the past, present, future, the beginning of the week, middle of the week, end of the week, and then I'm going to do a bonus reading based on, or a bonus pull of the runes, just for clarity. If you're new to the runes, I'm not going to go into the teaching of it. The runes are ancient symbols from their Germanic cultures, Norse mythology, and ancient times. I mean, these really were the alphabet of our Germanic ancestors, our Viking ancestors, our Scandinavian ancestors. And so they're here. They're making a comeback. And there's only a few of us runes readers out there. So please share this with anyone that you know that is open to the runes and the magic that they can bring, which is potent, again, to help open up your third eye, remove any disillusionment, help you get out of your head and your overthinking, your analytical mind, and dropping into your heart. And so I first want to start a little bit with the astrology, after I just do some really quick announcements, really short and sweet, because there's a lot less going on in my universe. Ultimately, tomorrow I have a soft launch of an 88-day health challenge called 88-Day Vibrant. And if you want to learn more, you can actually go to my website at magdalenagrace.com. You can sign up as an 88-day health challenge for mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health. There's meditation, Kundalini yoga, breath work, exercise, healthy eating, no junk, no alcohol. I'm going to be joining you for this and by example, but then of course also there is reading of a good book, Atomic Habits, to help you really finish the year strong. We are over halfway, and a lot of times people just kind of give up on their New Year's resolutions. It's also easier to do this kind of stuff in the summer. Why wait for winter, right? If you're in the Northern Hemisphere. So if you want to check that out, and I also have a women's retreat coming up on September 8th, 9th, and 10th during eclipse season, right at the 9/9 portal. Super, super potent time on the planet, and a woman's divine feminine goddess awakening. So I'm going to go ahead, tell you a little bit about the astrology, and ultimately it's going to be a briefer reading because there's no new moon or full moon this week. We did just come out of the Leo new moon. Very powerful, very potent. Like me, I don't know about you, but I had a massive shift last week. Really got to look deeper at people pleasing, some childhood wounding, some past life wounding. I was able to let go of that which no longer serves and set new intentions around love, abundance, freedom, and calling in the courage to be the change I want to see in my own life. So made some really big decisions, and the reading last week helped navigate that. That's the power and the potency of these readings. So now, heading into this week, it's a really big week. To keep it simple, by Wednesday, we are going to have not one, not two, not three, but 5 planets in retrograde. And this is Chiron going into retrograde, the wounded healer. So not only are we in Leo season, we just come out of the new moon, we're in Lionsgate portal. There's a lot of energy. Isis, the goddess of sex magic. So there could be a lot of sacred sexuality going on and energy around that, pranic life force energy. I'm not just talking about sex. Sexual energy is in everyone, animals, plants, but it's the life force prana and chi that flows from our spine all the way up to the heavens and then back down again. If your chakras are open and cleansed and clear, you feel great, you feel amazing. And if you don't feel great, you don't feel amazing, it's probably because your sexual energy is blocked, your life force energy is shut down, and you've got to do something different. That's why we're starting this 88-day vibrant challenge, is to help people move that energy, move that life force. That's starting tomorrow. And then Wednesday is the Chiron retrograde, and that goes till January 2nd. So this is a portal. Now we'll have 5 planets retrograde, including Mercury, Saturn, Venus, just a lot of reflection time. And the Chiron is the wounded healer. So it's actually no surprise. Last week I had some childhood stuff coming up. Maybe you did too. And we get to look at it. Chiron is beautiful because the wounding of that wounded healer then becomes your superpower. So by Wednesday, you could have stuff coming up that is really forcing you to look in the mirror. What are you suppressing that is possibly, quite possibly, your superpower? Like for me, I've suppressed my sacred sexuality due to religion, due to a lot of constructs of the patriarchy, due to marriage, all of these kinds of things. Not bad, not good. It was just, that's my life and my karma. Becomes my dharma, right? But there's a bridge between the karma becoming your dharma, the wounded healer. It's taking a look at what are you suppressing, what are you denying in your life. For me, now I'm working with women on healing their womb and their yoni and their sacred sexuality and cleansing and clearing their lower 3 chakras. I can help men too, but women, we have a womb space, so it's deeper, richer for me because I went through the same thing. So now it's becoming my life's work, and my passion and my purpose helped free me from addictions, afflictions, all sorts of stuff. So what are you, my friends, going to find out this week about your wounded healer self that you'll be reflecting on, by the way, through the rest of the year? And how can the runes help us take that ahead? Then moving into Friday and Saturday, kind of like bringing into the next weekend, we're going to be really full on in those energies. So Wednesday is like the sudden shift and open. So it might be a little bumpy in the middle of the week. And so I would encourage you right out of the gate, like I'm doing this, I would maybe look at your calendar for the rest of the week and maybe tone it down a notch, especially on Wednesday. And this is, of course, take the best, leave the rest. I'm about to call in the wisdom of Woden and Freya and Spirit, and let's dive into this reading and see how you can tap into these energies this week and plan and be aware of any intuitive guidance that can help you shape your week for your highest and greatest good. So let's go ahead And actually, I'll pull the runes, then we'll do a couple of deep breaths. And I'm pulling 3. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull the bonus rune right now. I don't know if you see it, but I think my screen is glitching. Is anybody else seeing that? Comment below if you're on the live and if you have any thoughts. Also, always love to hear from anyone if you're tuning in live. So I'm going to have you go ahead and close your eyes. If you have you also grab your journal, maybe if you want to hit the pause button, however you would like to prepare yourself. Hopefully you already cleansed your space. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath. Go ahead and inhale. And then exhale. Go ahead and do another deep inhale, deepest of the day. And exhale. And I want you to go ahead and now open your eyes. I'm going to show you the runes one up by one. Here's the first one. Just see what comes through and then write anything down if something does come through for you. And then I'm going to go ahead and share what I'm seeing from this reading based on the week, based on the energies. So this is one we had last week. If you tuned in last week, this was the one for the middle of the week. It's Awaz. So again, I'll show it again because you can even draw it if you like on your piece of paper. See what comes through even as you're drawing it. Pen to paper always stirs up something in the unconscious mind. Write down any thoughts, feelings, emotions that you may be feeling. So Awaz is about death, rebirth, and renewal. Death, rebirth, and renewal. It's a transformation rune. It's really all about going in on that shamanic journey. And oh boy, did I have that last week? I won't go into the story, but let's just say I definitely had death, rebirth, and renewal, and it happened just before the Leo new moon. So maybe this is also bringing you back to last week. What was last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday like for you? This is a continuation of that. Have you tied up loose ends around any death, rebirth, renewal that maybe happened last week? And again, take the best and leave the rest. This is a general reading, not a one-on-one private reading. But this is how the week starts, is just letting go of that which no longer serves you. And I would say that this is about renewal, since we just had this last week. This is about really getting into your new moon intentions. Have you taken action based on your new moon intentions? Have you put something into motion? Like I set a goal for this next 2 to 6 weeks to take more time off and enjoy my kids in the end of summer. So that was my intention. And guess what? I've already done that. I've already started to put the wheels in motion for that. So that's the beginning of the week, reconnecting to that. Here's the middle of the week. This is Gabo. So take a look at this, Gabo. Then you could draw it if you want. It's simply an X. It's really easy. X marks the spot. See what comes through for you. Any thought, feeling, emotion, idea. So if you've been with me for a while, this is Gabo. This is all about sacred exchange and sacred reciprocity. And so this is the middle of the week, again, Wednesday, Thursday-ish, which is when Chiron goes retrograde. So the nice thing about Gabo, and you see the X, right? It's all about sacred exchange and equal give and take. So to me, what this means after, you go through this death, rebirth, renewal, and beginning of this new week, just really tuning in with your relationships. And I would actually encourage you to take stock. Since this is a retrograde period, look at all of your relationships after you've had this death, rebirth, renewal, and really ask yourself, am I giving and receiving from this relationship? Is there a mutual give and take? Is it a sacred reciprocity? Or is there anywhere where you're giving too much? Is there anywhere where you're giving too much and you see imbalances? Take this time, this Mercury retrograde, the Saturn retrograde is all about boundaries. That came up for me last week too. And so just really looking in the mirror and reflecting and I would say relishing in those relationships where you have that mutual respect and mutual give and take, and reach out and maybe schedule lunch with someone that really has made a difference in your life and you want to show them gratitude. And Gabo is gift. Gabo is giving without also expecting anything in return, but you also got to make sure that there's a healthy balance in these relationships and just really taking time to reflect on that. So now rune number 3 is Manaz. Manaz. So take a look at it again, draw it if you care, if you wish. And this is a beautiful one to have after Gabo, knowing that we're also in these retrogrades. Manaz is hence the name Man Naz. And you also see it still has a Gabo written within it. There's an X right there in the middle. So Manaz is all about yourself, your own partnership with yourself as within, so without. That's why I see like there's these gates standing, like field goal stands. I'm not coming up with the right word. You know what I mean? In football. It's helping hold together the relationship with others, but the foundation starts with you. And so as we're heading into a new month, as we're heading towards the 8/8 portal, and Lionsgate is a lot about love, abundance, and just getting really clear on what it is that you want to manifest. It's also a time for psychic gifts to come forth. So what I'm getting from that based on this reading, death, birth, renewal was the first one, the first part of the week where you're still letting go of anything from last week's new moon that no longer serves you and putting your intentions into motion. You're getting clear on the relationships that are serving you and are a mutual benefit and give and take, and maybe, reaching out and deepening those connections. Since we're in a retrograde, this is a time to deepen any of those love relationships as well, if you have a partner, things of that nature, and also considering like maybe where there's inequality in relationships. And then this one, because of what's happening in the portal of Lionsgate, is an opportunity to really self-reflect on your spiritual gifts and what it is that you are bringing to the world. I'm gonna mute that tab. I apologize if you're hearing those pings in the background from my email. Probably people in relationship to me, so I'll check those later. But what I'm getting with this third one, based on the other two and based on the energies of the Chiron retrograde, is this is a time for, you're connecting with your inner child, with the Chiron retrograde, the wounded healer, and the things that you're healing so that you can be a better healer of self and others if you are a healer. But really tuning in, trusting your own partnership with your higher self, your divine self, your inner child, and your inner guru. Because once you have a strengthened self, those other external relationships are going to be so much stronger, is what I'm getting from this. And here is where, and that's towards the end of the week. So really maybe taking some time Friday, Saturday, and it's really cool because I'm doing this. to really have your own downtime, your own reflection time, your own goal setting time, maybe writing out your goals for August, maybe setting plans for the 8-8 portal and what you want to really, really manifest at the peak of the 8-8 portal. That's a very, very potent gateway to manifestation of, again, health, wealth, relationships, love, abundance, whatever it is, and also psychic gifts and abilities. So that's what I'm getting mostly from this Manaz is, having a clearer, healthier, positive connection with your divine self within a partnership with you, and then your gifts also to develop them at a stronger pace. Oh, hey, Johanna, how are you? Absolutely. You can have your own reading. I just want to acknowledge you. You just got to go to magdalenagrace.com, sign up for your own private reading at magdalenagrace.com. And now, last but not least, this is the bonus rune. And again, this is the end of the reading. I'm just going to go ahead and share with you and see if anything else comes up for you as you look at this. So this one is Fehu reversed. And this is, again, just clarity. This one is saying, be careful. It's very interesting because Fehu is about wealth, which isn't simply money. It is property, money, and can also be your social capital. So what is this saying about this whole week, which it kind of goes with what I mentioned with Gabo in the middle of the week, is be careful of the company you keep. Be careful of wolves in sheep clothing, wolves in sheep's clothing. Not so easy to say. And just be really on alert overall as you are in retrograde. It's not a good time to maybe make large purchases. That goes with a great reminder and clarity. Maybe be really careful of any investments. Make sure you're careful of who you're investing with and what you're investing in during a retrograde. Again, you don't need to be superstitious about it. If there's a situation that comes up, you have to buy a house, I would say go for it, but just really, really read every single line of any contract you sign really, really carefully. Sometimes it can also be a sudden loss of money. Sorry about that. I think I'm having a slight, there we go. I was having a slight glitch. Can be a sudden loss of money or wealth. So I would just be really, really cautious of how you spend this week, what you're investing in this week, and also just be careful of the people that you're around. Again, this is a time to go inward more because of all of these retrogrades, a time to reflect more. Maybe I just had a workshop here where we wrote out our 6-month goals to the end of January of 2026. It's a good time to maybe reflect on those goals of money, saving, and investing, spending, and giving, and to really get clear on what's working and what's not in your financial wealth and also your social capital. Since Gabo was in the middle of the week, again, it goes back to really reflecting on the relationships that is serving you, where you feel there's a good sacred reciprocity, and maybe letting go of those relationships that are not serving you, because they may be actually costing you time and money. So that's it. Overall, not a bad reading for the week. I'd love for you to comment below any thoughts, any questions, how these readings are impacting you, how you're finding them, if they're helping you develop your intuition. Go back and watch it again. And since it's not a new moon or full moon week, I'm not going to do any toning today. Just really encourage you, if you see value, again, please hit the share button. Sharing is caring. And if you want your own personal reading, Johanna, I don't know if you're back. But you can sign up for your own one-on-one runes reading at magdalenagrace.com. You get a full hour with me. I give you preparation homework and post-aligned actions. And again, people ask health, wealth, relationship, anything. The whole idea here, though, is to expand your consciousness and to raise your vibration and help you trust yourself. Trusting yourself is more important than trusting me. I'm merely a conduit, a mirror here to help guide you. And really, truly, I'm passionate about what the runes have taught me and how they've helped me make so many big decisions in my life by trusting my own inner wisdom. I work with them every day to help guide me. So again, thank you also in advance for anybody who's donated to my Venmo to buy me a coffee. I appreciate you for your donations, and just want to wish you the best health, your best wealth, your best relationship wisdom, and really hoping that you can have an amazing finish to July, hoping that you can have an amazing time through this Chiron retrograde, this Lionsgate portal, and really manifest whatever it is that your heart's desires. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll be back next week for another new reading, and it'll be the 8/8 portal week. It'll be a potent reading and a potent week in the energies, as always. Until next time, take care, and just remember, the best is yet to come. Bye-bye for now.
Subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Hire Magdalena for a runes reading or healing session by emailing support@microdosingforhealth.com.